John D. Rockefeller's story is a true American tale, one that begins not with privilege or wealth, but with the grit and determination of a young boy in a rapidly changing nation. His journey is a testament to the power of ambition, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of opportunity. He rose from modest beginnings to become one of the most powerful and influential figures in history, embodying the spirit of the self-made man that defined the American dream during the 19th century. Born in 1839 in upstate New York, young John learned the value of hard work and discipline from an early age. The rural landscape of his childhood was both beautiful and unforgiving, demanding perseverance from all who called it home. His father, William Avery Rockefeller, was a traveling salesman, often away from home, hustling to make ends meet. From him, John absorbed lessons in resourcefulness, negotiation, and the importance of seizing every opportunity, no matter how small. His mother, Eliza, a devout Baptist, provided a steady moral foundation. She taught John the value of honesty, faith, and charity, encouraging him to help others and to always act with integrity, even when times were tough. Rockefeller's childhood was shaped by both hardship and opportunity. The family lived simply, often making do with very little, but these challenges only strengthened his resolve and taught him the importance of thrift and careful planning. The family moved frequently, seeking better fortunes and new beginnings. Each move brought uncertainty, but also a chance to start fresh and adapt to new circumstances. John witnessed firsthand the struggles of ordinary Americans. Families working tirelessly just to put food on the table, children laboring alongside their parents, and communities banding together in times of need. Yet, he also saw the potential for upward mobility through hard work and determination. The bustling towns and growing cities of New York were filled with stories of people who had transformed their lives through sheer effort and ingenuity. These early experiences would profoundly shape his worldview and his approach to business. He learned to be cautious, to weigh risks carefully, and to always look for ways to improve his situation. Even as a young boy, Rockefeller displayed a natural business acumen. He was curious about how things worked, always asking questions and seeking to understand the world around him. He raised turkeys, sold candy, and did odd jobs for neighbors, carefully saving every penny he earned. Each small venture was a lesson in responsibility and the rewards of diligence. He kept meticulous records of his earnings and expenses, a habit he would carry throughout his life. This attention to detail set him apart from his peers and laid the groundwork for his future success. This early demonstration of financial discipline foreshadowed his future success in the world of commerce. Rockefeller understood that every cent counted, and that careful management could turn small profits into great fortunes. Education was also a priority for young John. Though his formal schooling was limited, he excelled in mathematics and bookkeeping, skills that would prove invaluable in his later business ventures. At the age of 16, armed with a basic education and an unwavering work ethic, Rockefeller set out to make his mark on the world. He left home with a sense of purpose, determined to build a better life for himself and his family. Arriving in Cleveland, Ohio, he found work as a bookkeeper, quickly earning a reputation for honesty, reliability, and an almost obsessive attention to detail. Little did he know that his journey would lead him to revolutionize an entire industry and leave an enduring legacy on American society. From these humble beginnings, John D. Rockefeller would rise to become a titan of industry, forever changing the course of history. Leaving the familiarity of his childhood home, Rockefeller ventured to Cleveland, Ohio, a bustling hub on the shores of Lake Erie. It was the mid-19th century, and America was in the throes of an industrial revolution. The discovery of oil in Pennsylvania a few years earlier had sparked a frenzy of activity, and Rockefeller was determined to be at the forefront of this emerging industry. He quickly found work as a bookkeeper, his meticulous nature and sharp mind serving him well. But Rockefeller was not content with simply keeping track of other people's money. He yearned for the independence and potential rewards of owning his own business. In 1859, at the age of 20, Rockefeller took a leap of faith. He pooled his savings with a business partner and established a commission merchant business, dealing in hay, grain, and other commodities. Their venture thrived, fueled by Rockefeller's sharp instincts and relentless pursuit of efficiency. However, Rockefeller's entrepreneurial ambitions extended far beyond the traditional mercantile trade. He saw the transformative potential of oil, which was rapidly becoming a vital source of energy for lighting homes and powering industry. The chaotic and fragmented nature of the early oil industry presented both challenges and opportunities, and Rockefeller was eager to seize the moment. The fledgling oil industry of the 1860s was a chaotic and speculative enterprise. In the wake of Edwin Drake's first successful oil well in Titusville, Pennsylvania, a feverish rush swept across the region. Prospectors, entrepreneurs, and fortune seekers flocked to the oil fields, hoping to strike it rich overnight. The landscape was soon dotted with makeshift derricks and muddy camps, each one a testament to the wild ambition and uncertainty of the era. Producers rushed to extract crude oil from the ground while refiners struggled to keep pace with the demand for kerosene, the primary product derived from oil at the time. Kerosene quickly became essential for lighting homes and businesses, replacing whale oil and candles. Yet the supply chain was haphazard, and the quality of the product varied wildly from one refinery to another. Many refineries operated with little oversight, and the resulting kerosene was often impure, sometimes even dangerous to use. The refining process was inefficient, wasteful, and often dangerous. Explosions and fires were common, and workers faced hazardous conditions with little protection. The lack of standardized methods meant that much of the crude oil was lost or contaminated during processing, and the industry's reputation suffered as a result. Amid this turmoil, a young and ambitious businessman named John D. Rockefeller recognized the need for order and modernization in this burgeoning industry. He saw opportunity where others saw chaos, and he believed that the oil business could be transformed through discipline, organization, and innovation. In 1863, Rockefeller made a pivotal decision. He shifted his focus from commission merchandising to oil refining, establishing a partnership that would become known as Standard Oil. This move was not just a business decision, it was a calculated bet on the future of energy and on his own ability to bring stability to a volatile market. Rockefeller brought his characteristic discipline and business acumen to this new venture, believing that success lay in controlling both the supply of crude oil and the means of refining it. He was methodical, insisting on careful bookkeeping, strict cost controls, and a relentless focus on efficiency. He surrounded himself with trusted partners and skilled managers, building a team that shared his vision for a more rational and profitable oil industry. Rockefeller's vision for Standard Oil extended beyond simply refining oil. He aimed to streamline the entire production process. He understood that to truly dominate the market, he needed to oversee every stage, from the moment oil was pumped from the ground to the instant it reached the customer. He invested heavily in transportation, building pipelines and buying up railroads to transport crude oil to his refineries and finished products to market. By controlling these critical links, Rockefeller could ensure a steady, reliable flow of oil, reduce transportation costs, and avoid the bottlenecks that plagued his competitors. This infrastructure allowed Standard Oil to expand rapidly, reaching new markets across the country. This vertical integration gave Standard Oil a significant competitive advantage, allowing it to control costs and undercut rivals. By negotiating favorable rates with railroads and eliminating unnecessary middlemen, Rockefeller could offer lower prices than his competitors, driving many of them out of business or forcing them to sell to Standard Oil. Moreover, Rockefeller understood that efficiency was paramount. He constantly sought ways to improve refining processes, reducing waste and maximizing output. Every step of the operation was scrutinized for potential savings, and even the byproducts of refining were turned into profitable goods, from lubricants to paraffin wax. He invested in research and development, hiring chemists and engineers to develop new technologies and refine existing ones. This commitment to scientific progress set Standard Oil apart, as the company pioneered safer, cleaner, and more efficient methods of turning crude oil into valuable products. This commitment to innovation and efficiency would become hallmarks of Standard Oil's success. Under Rockefeller's leadership, the company not only revolutionized the oil industry, but also set new standards for American business, laying the groundwork for the modern corporation and forever changing the way the world produced and consumed energy. Under the astute and determined leadership of John D. Rockefeller, Standard Oil rose from humble beginnings to become a dominant force in the American oil industry. Rockefeller, a man known for his sharp intellect and unwavering focus, saw opportunities where others saw chaos. He recognized early on that the oil business, still in its infancy, was plagued by inefficiency, fierce competition, and unpredictable prices. Determined to bring order to this volatile market, Rockefeller set out to build an empire that would not only survive, but thrive. He employed a combination of shrewd business tactics, relentless efficiency, and strategic acquisitions to consolidate his power. Rockefeller was a master negotiator, often striking deals with railroads to secure favorable shipping rates, which gave Standard Oil a crucial edge over its competitors. He also reinvested profits into improving his refineries, making them the most advanced and cost-effective in the industry. By the 1870s, Standard Oil controlled nearly 90% of the nation's oil refining capacity, earning it both admiration and animosity. The company's reach extended from the oil fields of Pennsylvania to the bustling cities of the East Coast, and its influence was felt in nearly every corner of the country. Standard Oil's logo became a symbol of both American ingenuity and corporate power. Rockefeller's success was not without controversy. As his company grew, so did public suspicion and resentment. Newspapers began to publish stories questioning the ethics of Standard Oil's business practices, and politicians debated whether such concentrated power was good for the nation. Critics accused him of employing ruthless tactics to eliminate competition, such as underselling rivals to drive them out of business and then raising prices once he had a monopoly. Some even claimed that Standard Oil used intimidation and secret deals to maintain its dominance, fueling a growing movement against monopolies in America. They argued that Standard Oil's vast power stifled innovation and harmed consumers. Reformers warned that unchecked corporate giants could manipulate markets, limit choices, and undermine the very principles of fair competition that America prided itself on. Despite the growing criticism, Rockefeller remained steadfast in his belief that his methods were necessary to bring order and stability to the volatile oil industry. He saw himself as a builder, not a destroyer, someone who was creating a foundation for future prosperity, even if it meant making difficult and unpopular decisions along the way. He argued that his relentless pursuit of efficiency ultimately benefited consumers by providing them with a reliable supply of high-quality kerosene at affordable prices. For many American families, Standard Oil's products brought light into their homes for the first time, improving daily life and fueling economic growth across the nation. The immense wealth generated by Standard Oil transformed Rockefeller into one of the richest men in the world. His fortune was legendary, and his lifestyle became the subject of fascination and envy. Yet his rise to the top also made him a target for critics who saw him as the embodiment of unchecked capitalism. His personal fortune was estimated to be in the hundreds of millions of dollars, an almost unfathomable sum at the time. In today's terms, his wealth would make him one of the richest individuals in history, rivaling the fortunes of modern tech giants. Yet, even as his wealth and influence grew, Rockefeller never forgot the values of hard work, thrift, and philanthropy that had been instilled in him since childhood. He began to devote more of his time and resources to charitable causes, laying the groundwork for a legacy that would extend far beyond the oil fields and boardrooms. The story of Standard Oil is not just one of business triumph, but also of the complex interplay between ambition, controversy, and the enduring impact of one man's vision on American society.